It's not easy to see there, so if we can just go to the page of the screenshot, which is in the same file 573.
I'm here at 547.
Yeah, so you'll see at 547, there's the screenshot that
I
General Shibiri.
see chat number 5.
Chat number 6. Oh, sorry, number 5. Chat number 5, yes.
Yes.
But it's, you can see that it's not easy to see what that screenshot is.
Yes.
Right, so if you go to page 573, you'll see the screenshot. Yes, it's probably easier for you to look at it there.
Yes.
This is a post by a person named Musa Khawula.
Correct.
And it's, as you can see, as you read it, it posts these allegations against Mr. Matlala, including his connection at Tembisa, defrauding at Tembisa Hospital, blue lights. He's connected to the killing of Babita. He spells it incorrectly, dear come. Okay. Do you know this person,
Which one?
Musa Khawula? Do you know who he is?
I know him from, I haven't seen him in person.
How do you know? How do you know of him?
I don't know what they call him or what they call this type of people, but what they do is he posts things like this about people, too many people.
Okay, so you're aware of this. You're aware of him and you're aware that this is what he does, that he
Yes.
posts.
Yes.
Okay. So what happens then is that on the 17th of September, if we go back to 547, and you'll see at chat number 7, General Shibiri sends Sergeant Corsy, he forwards this message. It appears to be a message forwarded from Mr. Matlala, which says, someone sent this to me yesterday and demanded money from me, or else they will publish this nonsense. I told them to go ahead with it. They're trying to extort money from me. Okay? And then if you look, continue on 548, chat number 2.
Yes.
Okay, General Shibiri also sends Sergeant Corsy this message. It seems like, again, a forwarded message, a message that he's sharing with Sergeant Corsy. Someone is sending stories to Musa Khawula about you. I'm warning him to not even try write about you. Okay? That's at still on 17 September at 9:10. And then he immediately shares with Sergeant Nkosi the screenshot in chat number 3. And the screenshot is at page 574, but we'll also display it.
Page?
574.
As I go there now.
You can look at it on the screen if you don't want to leave the chats. So in that screenshot, is what you see is this is the conversation between General Shibiri and Musa Khawula, in which he says at the bottom there, Shami, don't run the story. He's a good guy. He never bothers anyone and he lives a private life.
This is between who and who?
General Shibiri and Musa Khawula.
All right.
So it seems to be that General Shibiri is trying to protect Mr. Matlala. Would you agree?
I don't know.
Well, he's saying to Musa Khawula, don't run the story.
I'm not sure.
Don't run the story. Remember, Cat has already said to him, this guy is posting these things about me. And now he writes and he says, don't do this, don't write about this guy. Right? So if he does that, it suggests that he's trying to protect Mr. Matlala. Would you agree with that?
I don't know.
You don't agree with that?
I don't know whether he was trying to protect him or trying to protect anyone.
Okay, I'm not going to dwell on it too long because there are others who can answer this question. I want to take you to page sorry that we're jumping around, but these chats are important. To 21 October 2024, page 113. So that would now be file 7. Page 113. It'll be chat number 1. This is now the chat, we're going back now to the chat between Sergeant Corsy and Mr. Matlala. And you'll see in chat number 1, Sergeant Corsy sends Mr. Matlala a copy of the application for the warrant of arrest for Musa Khawula. And you'll find that warrant, a proper copy, on page 126. Page 126.
126. Okay.
Right. So this is a warrant. It's for warrant of arrest of Mr. Khawula, and Mr. Corsy sends it to Mr. Matlala. Let me just pause there for a moment. You'd agree that it's improper for Sergeant Corsy to be sending this to Mr. Matlala?
Fully agree. I fully agree.
Okay. And you'll see immediately after he sends it to Mr. Matlala responds, "Asbonge," and then an emoji of thank you. Okay. Now, what we know so far is that this is a person who is posting things about Mr. Matlala. Mr. Matlala is very unhappy about it. He's got General Shibiri on his side saying to Musa Khawula, don't do this. And now he's got Sergeant Corsy sending him this picture of the warrant for arrest. Now what I want to take you to is Sergeant Corsy's evidence on this. And that you will find in file 10A. So I need you to open file 10A, please. Can someone assist? Chair, let it not be said that we didn't use all of these files that we put before you.
Got it? 10A page?
10A, okay. Page, let's start at 251.
Page?
251. Okay, so this is the transcript of the evidence of Sergeant Corsy. And he is explaining these chats that we are looking at now. Okay? And so he's asked how he came to be in possession of the warrant. And if you see at line, you see where line 20 is, 3 lines up from that, he begins to explain.
Number 20.
Line 20 on,
Yes. In this matter of Mr. Khawula.
okay, page 251,
Yes.
right? You see where line 20 is?
Yeah, I'm at 20, and then it says, in this matter of Mr. Khawula, full stop. He further
Oh,
informed-
yes, that's right. So let's just start from the beginning of that. It says, thank you, I received this warrant. It was Saturday on that particular day.
Where are we?
It's 3 lines up from line 20.
Thank you.
Witness F.
It says witness F.
Witness F, thank you, commissioners. All
Yes.
right.
Okay, he says, I received the warrant. It was Saturday on that particular day. I received a call from Brigadier Ramangwa, whom his team was involved in this matter of Mr. Khawula. He further informed me that there's information about Mr. Khawula and his whereabouts. I must proceed to the said location. Okay, now if you just go down a little bit further, we don't need to read every line. He says, at line 10, in the next page, he says, fortunately, I was able to get hold of Captain Zungu, who further accompanied me to the said address. Do you see that?
Are you there, General?
I was still,
Page 252 now.
I'm on it, Chair, but when she's reading and she says line 10,
10.
then I see, was the weekend.
Yes, was the weekend, but fortunately, I was able, if we start from the sentence before, there were no members available on that day because it was the weekend. But fortunately, I was able to get hold of Captain Zungu, who further accompanied me to the said address. Now, here comes the important part. On our way, then Brigadier Ramangwa sent to me this warrant of arrest. He further elaborated to me that this warrant of arrest was of importance. I then proceeded there together with Captain Zungu. On our way, we received a call from General Sibiya, telling me that I must also forward this warrant to Mr. Matlala. Because at that time, Mr. Matlala had a security company, according to Mr. Matlala, to General Sibiya. Mr. Matlala and his security company always have a provision where Musa usually goes on weekends. Okay, do you see that?
I see.
Well, let me pause there before I go any further. Why did you make this call to Sergeant Corsy?
I think, I'm quite sure that I don't think you really believe that I would do such a thing, evidence leader. Why I'm saying that, to start with, Musa Khawula's got more than 1 warrant of arrest. I think there are 3. There's one attempted murder and another one is murder, and this one, at that time. If that was the case, I would have given him all of them if I'm the one who gave them. But that is not the case, and I never made such a call.
So you're saying you did not call him?
I didn't.
He goes on to say that, if you scroll down to page 253, first of all, let me say he says he forwarded to Mr. Matlala, and then page 253, at the top of the page. After 45 minutes, I received again a call from General Sibiya, telling me that, or confirming to me about what already General Ramangwa had said to me, that this matter is a matter of importance. The person involved there, he did not mention who he was, but he mentioned to me that he's getting pressure from the head office. Head office, the office of the deputy minister. He's getting pressure from them. I then asked the deputy national commissioner, what is so important about this charge? Because according to me, there's no sense of urgency. He said this guy insulted a member of parliament. He told me now the member that he created crime against is Mr. Fikile Mbalula, the secretary of the ANC. The other one is Mr. Z. So basically, they were the complainants. So this matter was putting him under pressure. That is the reason we had to leave everything and attend to it. What's your response to this?
I think, Chair, that must tell you that Mr. Nkosi was not telling the truth for simple reasons. We have in the police what we call tracking teams. Tracking teams are the teams that actually work on the warrant of arrest. Now, there are thousands and thousands of warrant of arrest, and we've got tracking teams in each and every province that only tracks people that are to be arrested. Now, in my case, initially because the tracking teams were I'm one of the people who the National Commissioner gave an instruction to and said, I want the tracking teams to be resuscitated and to work and to put groups together and to do a new call-up instructions, and then we put them together in places. And then for them to have accommodation and to start tracking. So every Monday, we have thousands and thousands that report, people that are reportedly arrested over the weekend or for that particular week, because every Monday there's this report back. So now, which means on this one of Musa Khawula, if there's a warrant of arrest, it will automatically fall to the tracking teams because they know where they get the warrant of arrest. So in this one, you will also see that I don't even know who applied for the warrant of arrest and how it was applied for. And even when the people who was arrested in KZN. And lastly, Sergeant Corsy, at his level, because he's 5 levels below me far, he will never ask me a question that says, but what is so important about this thing? Why must we be jumping like this for this thing? It is not true.
Okay, so when he says that you called him twice on that day, he is not telling the truth.
I can't say he's doctoring the truth. All I can say is that it's not true. I never called him on this warrant of arrest. And
or could you have called him about something else on the same day?
it's possible. It's possible. And it's also possible that I might have spoken on this one. When I say it's also possible that I must have spoken to him on this one, if this person now was, for an example, we get information that comes and say, this person will be at such and such a place because there will be a party where they will be. I now know. And when I know, the team that I work close, this is a team that I will say, hey, this is what will be happening. Not only, just give an example, not only on this one. Let's take for an example of Mr. Boshoha. Then you get a call from the family that says, we understand this house and this house and this house, this is where our son will be. Then I put a team together, they go and hit those houses there. So that is, so I say, I don't deny that I might have maybe spoken to, he reported to Brigadier Ramangwa. And then I must have spoken to Brigadier Ramangwa, but I'm the guy who's also, as much as I'm strategic, I'm also on the ground when it comes to tracing and tracking.
So you spoke to Brigadier Ramangwa, is that what you said?
Yes.
About this arrest?
Yes.
Okay, continue. And what did you discuss?
What we discussed is like, remember, it's warrant of arrest 3, warrant including the murder. And say, if we received information that says he will be at such and such a place, maybe they must. But I don't say this is what happened. All I'm saying is that I don't remember calling Corsy specifically and say, I have pressure from the deputy minister. It never happened.
Were you receiving any pressure from the deputy
I've never
minister?
received any pressure from anybody.
From anyone, not even from any politician?
No.
And what was your interest in Mr. Musa Khawula again? Why were you following this closely?
I never was any interested in Musa Khawula. I'm interested in the arrest of the suspects that are wanted and those that are the warrant of arrest throughout the country. And we arrest thousands and thousands per week. Every Monday you can check the statistics. It's not only Musa.
Are you interested in all of them?
Yes,
So you pay attention to all of those thousands of arrests?
to all of them. That's why we report on Monday.
General, what you're being asked, and I think what you're being asked is, in all the thousand and thousand weekend cases, do you call, I don't know whether Ramangwa is the investigating officer, but do you call for each one of those hundreds and hundreds? Do you call whoever is dealing with that warrant for all of them and ask about it?
No.
You don't. So the question is, why this one in particular is what Ms. Hassim is asking. Why would you have asked about this one in particular?
Like I indicated earlier that sometimes if you do get information from informers that tells you that we know so-and-so and so-and-so is wanted and then he will be at such and such a place, there will be a gig at such and such a place, then obviously is to inform the police that there will be a gig. They say this particular suspect against whom we do have a warrant of arrest will be there. Put a team together, Brigadier Ramangwa, and see if this person can be arrested.
So you, go ahead. So you received information from an informer?
Yes, I might have. When I say I might have, I'm trying not to move away from the fact that I might have called or maybe spoken to Brigadier Ramangwa. All I know is that who reports to me in relation to this warrant of arrest is Brigadier Ramangwa. And once I've given them information, they themselves also would come and say, no, we've received information that there will be a party at such and such a place, he will be there. And then I'll say, all right, let's see, but good luck. That's how it works.
So I'm not following your evidence. You're saying it could be that you received that. An informer called you to say this, that would...
You see...
You're trying to say it's possible that you spoke to... I don't understand your evidence. Either you called Brigadier Ramangwa and you spoke to him about something in particular, because you say because you had information. Either that happened or it didn't.
You see, Chair, Brigadier Ramangwa is a person that I work close to. He's no longer in the police now. But he's a person that I work close to. If there's any intervention that I need, it's one of the people that I will also talk to. But now, in this case, they will also say to you, we've spoken to the tracking teams, they say, or they have received information that there will be a gate at such and such a place, this person will be there. I'm going to put a team together that will go and deal with the situation. That's how it works.
Did he report to you directly, Brigadier Ramangwa?
Yes.
Okay.
General,
sorry, Chair, let me just clarify this. Why I say he was already on pension, these are those that we call back to come and assist the detective in terms of their experience. Now, he was working with, let's say, Brigadier Shibiri, but because of the fact that you get interventions requests, whether from the minister, national commissioner, deputy ministers, or anybody that says, remember at an Imbizo or wherever they are, they also receive complaints. And as they receive complaints, they offload them to the national commissioner or to me. And then as they offload them to me, I also pass on to the team and say, please respond, and then give feedback. Now, what we do under normal circumstances is to make sure that if someone complained to the national commissioner or to the minister or to the deputy minister, I don't want to get a reminder from the minister that I didn't do the job. So what I do is you will follow up and say, you remember, and it's many of such complaints where a mother will be crying and say, my son died and I don't see much attention, please. Then the minister will send it to me. Then I'll put a team together that says, please try to intervene and then see how best we can resolve this matter.
General,
General, you said in direct answer to my question, you said that, yes, he reports to you, and then you say he worked closely with General Shibiri. Can you just explain what that means? I don't understand what it means.
General Shibiri is the component head of organized crime, of which Brigadier Ramangwa is to report to, because he must sign Brigadier Ramangwa's itineraries and all those things. But it is the kind of a person who my office has got access to, where I call Brigadier Ramangwa. General Shibiri is also as busy as I am, in a sense that he will chair meetings. Let's say it's a cash in transit or it's extortions or whatever, but he's working with other senior managers. Sometimes you find that he's at the college in a meeting. Now, when you say Brigadier Ramangwa, or you just say to the PA, please call me Brigadier Ramangwa. And as he comes and you say, here are the people. Sometimes when people come in to see me, I will call Brigadier Ramangwa to come and sit with, so that they take notes, and as they take notes, then they must follow up. So it's just a normal course of working circumstances, or the way we work.
Okay, so the long and short is he didn't report to you.
Who?
Ramangwa.
He reported to me, to Shibiri. I can't say he didn't report to me when I was also giving him instructions.
No. There's a structure, there's a line of command, and with Sergeant Corsy, you are very clear about it. You say he doesn't report to me, he's 5 levels down. So you understand what I'm asking you. It doesn't mean you didn't work with him or you didn't involve him in other things that you were doing related to your work. You describe him correctly. You say he's 5 levels down. I don't have a direct working relationship with him. I'm asking you the same question about Brigadier Ramangwa. He either reports to you or he reports to General Shibiri structurally, or he reports to both of you structurally, is the question I'm asking.
No. I think, Commissioner, you need to understand how the police function.
General, I don't want to hear how they function. I hear you saying you did speak to Brigadier Ramangwa about this work, and you feed information when you get it. So I understand that. I'm asking you a simple, straightforward question. You confuse me when you say he reports to you, and then in your further explanation you says he works with General Shibiri. I don't understand what that means. He either reports to you or he doesn't.
But do you see where I come from, Commissioner Mbale, when I say you're not prepared to listen to my answer?
No, General, no. I'm sorry. With respect, General, it's a tired line when you keep on saying, you see, you don't understand, you don't know how it works. I've asked you a simple question. There is a substructure. There's a substructure. You can say to me, structurally, he reports to General Shibiri, not to me, but I do work with him, or the other way around. My question is capable of a simple, straightforward answer without a long explanation, General. Please. You can answer.
Commissioners, Brigadier Ramangwa reported to General Shibiri structurally, but I have access to all of them and can call any one of them anytime. That is why I was saying he reports to me as well, in such a way that I was just trying to
That's
cover
what you meant. That's
aspect.
what you meant.
Yes.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm happy with that answer.
Thank you. General, let's just clarify a few things, because just like Advocate Hassim, I got a little bit confused. So let's take it step by step. Brigadier Ramangwa reports to General Shibiri, correct?
Correct.
And then Sergeant Corsy reports to Brigadier Ramangwa.
Sergeant Corsy reported to, I think, it's a anti-gang.
If you don't know, you can just say you don't know.
I think it's anti-gang unit.
But here's my point. As between the three of them, there would be nothing wrong with them discussing a warrant and somebody who's wanted because there's a warrant in place, because they are police officers.
Yes.
Similarly, they could discuss that with you, correct?
Yes.
And even Sergeant Corsy, because from time to time he runs errands for you, he could tell you if there was a warrant for somebody else for that person's arrest. And because the two of you are policemen, there would be nothing wrong with the two of you having that discussion.
Yes.
Now, the difficult part is this. When Sergeant Nkosi says to this commission, you told him to forward this same warrant to Cat Matlala, you're saying Sergeant Nkosi is lying, he's not telling the truth. Did I understand you correctly?
Yes.
And that he is falsely implicating you in wrongdoing, because you've already admitted that it would be wrong to share that warrant with Mr. Matlala.
Yes.
Yeah. Now he goes a step further, and this is where I'm going to stop. He says, your instruction, he didn't see anything wrong with it. In fact, he says it would be appropriate for them, Cat Security Services, when they effect arrest, that they must have a warrant. He did not see any problem with it because usually subs do work with private security companies. And then he forwarded the warrant to Mr. Matlala. So throughout, he says he was acting on your instructions.
No. I deny that he was working under my instructions. And then in an attempt to demonstrate that he was not telling the truth, I tried to also demonstrate that if that was the case, you would be sitting with 2 or 3 warrant of arrest, because those are the warrant of arrest that we had, but he had only that one, which means he didn't receive them from me.
No, General, you must remember that we're talking about a specific date when he was called by Brigadier Ramangwa and he was told that here is a warrant. There may very well have been other warrants out there, but on this specific day, he says he was on his way somewhere. Then Brigadier Ramangwa called him and sent him this warrant. And then there was this discussion that ensued. And in this discussion, he says, he then proceeded there with Captain Zungu. On their way, he received a call from you. And you instructed him to forward the same warrant to Cat Matlala. So that's the sequence. Let's focus only on this warrant, not many other warrants that may or may not have been out there.
It's not true. I deny, and I've never done such a thing. I wouldn't have, because even if we work with private securities on other matters of security, but not in relation to the arresting of the people.
And one last thing, he says the reason why you told him to share it with Mr. Matlala is because Mr. Matlala went to places where Mr. Khawula usually frequented, and you had this belief that they may see him there and they can assist in the arrest.
I don't know how Mr. Matlala lives his wife and whether how he lives his life and whether he frequents those places. Because those places, the way I know, I don't know how to call it, chair, doing a pambo,
I was hoping that we could exploit your extensive detective skills and you would know this place better than we do.
Mr.
Are they clubs? Let's cut this short. Are they clubs?
More than that.
Maybe let's leave it.
I wanna write something, and then the chair must tell me whether I can say it or not.
Please, General.
Let me put something. I wish and pray that the chair won't say I must say it. It's known, and it's even if you were to talk to him, it's something that is there.
You. I see no problem with saying it.
Oh, Chair, put him in a difficult position now.
But just a minute.
You see, General, you call these things because all I asked was, is it a club? And you chose to write it down. So you've
Chair,
written it down.
I will say it's a club. After 9 club. I'll leave it at that.
After 9 club, all right.
Yes.
Sorry, so what is the answer to the question? I think you were asked the question about...
Please remind me the question, Chair.
General, the line of questioning was to this effect, that Captain Corsy says one of the reasons why you instructed him to give the warrant to Mr. Matlala was because Mr. Matlala frequents or goes to places where Mr. Khawula usually goes, and they might see him there and assist with the arrest. So maybe let me read it for you because I don't want to misquote. He says, on our way, we received a call from General Sibiya telling me that I must forward this warrant to Mr. Matlala because at that time, Mr. Matlala had a security company. According to Mr. Matlala to General Sibiya, Mr. Matlala and his security company always have a provision where Musa usually goes on weekends. Do you see that in 252? So let me not misquote anybody. I've read it for you, and this is the reason Sergeant Corsy gave as the instruction that was coming from you.
I deny the allegations made by Sergeant Corsy is not correct, Chair.
Also deny that you spoke to Brigadier Ramangwa when he was with Sergeant Corsy to effect this arrest.
To Brigadier Ramangwa, I won't say I can deny that because he was leading the task team. So I can't say I deny or I admit. I might have.
Spoken to him on the day of the operation to arrest
It's
Mr.
possible.
Khawula. Okay, thank you.
May I continue? General, this is a month after you, General Shibiri, and Mr. Matlala were in the same place together at your house. When you were together, did this discussion of Musa Khawula come up at all? Did his name come up or any discussion around it take place on that evening?
No, Chair. No evidence there. We've never been, myself and Shibiri and Matlala, sitting at the same place at my son's engagement and be busy discussing Mr. Khawula's issues.
Okay. That's fine. I hear what you say.
Can I ask, just to clarify, General, it's a very specific answer that you are giving. On the day of your son's gathering that you had, which is the 24th of September, is there a time or an instance when you, Mr. Matlala, and General Shibiri were together?
No. There was never a point where we sat like we are together like this. No, it never happened because I was the one hosting and looking at the security and the safety and the up and down of what was needed. And the other thing is that there were a lot of people that I didn't know where they come from. Remember, my son's fiancée is from outside Joburg, and there were people that came with her, and then also from the side of my son's friends that work with him. I don't want to say where, but not local. And so there were many people that died, so I could not relax and just sit as if like I've got acquaintances, people. So I had to be on my feet.
Okay, thank you, General.
General, earlier today when we were talking about the 14th of September, you said that there were it was a small event. There were about 20 people.
Yes.
So now you're saying that there were too many people. I mean, 20 people isn't actually a lot.
I agree.
And, you know, especially since amongst those 20 people are family members. So there were other guests that were present that were not family, making up the 20, and you say you did not speak to them as the host, even though it was a small event.
If you can see, if we were to display the chart, between when my family were preparing, and then my son says, I'll bring 10 from my colleagues, and the fiancé says, I'll bring 10. Then from there, it's it's my mom and the son, my son's mom, and whoever is there. Now, as you know, commissioners, I think we all live in this world as we know it. As you have 20 people, towards late, people drips and drops in that you didn't call, that you didn't expect. It happens. So I don't say it was overwhelmingly too many people, but all I can say is that we prepared for 20. It was 20 in terms of the logistics of the catering and whatever that needed to happen, because I was at a point of saying I didn't need the 300,000 when I was talking about the 20 number. But at the later stage, I'm just talking about now, when I say it was busy, because now if it is at night and you've got strangers in the yard, you just can't sit down and sit and relax.
Okay, so it actually was a bigger event. It wasn't just 20 people.
No, it wasn't a bigger event.
Okay, it started off with 20 and it became a bigger event. All right.
Well, yes.
Okay. I really don't want to take that any further with you. Can we just go to page 200 of the chats, which would be file 7. It's chat number 6. It's Sergeant Corsy to you. He says, let me just get the date. It's 8 January 2025. And he says Musa Khawula is arrested. And then you respond to say by who. Do you see that? Do you recall that?
Yes.
Exchange
Yes.
taking place? And why did Sergeant Corsy feel the need to report back to you that Musa Khawula is arrested?
Because he knew that we were looking for Musa Khawula.
Okay, and then after that exchange, there's a phone call from you to Sergeant Corsy. Was that to discuss the arrest?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's go then to 11 January 2025. So that would be page 202. You'll see this message from you to Sergeant Corsy, and I think that they're forwarded messages. The first one at chat number 4. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
It
I
says,
see it.
"Good evening, Brigadier. He is in Santon cells from yesterday." So that would have been 10 January 2025. And then and the next message immediately after that says, "This is Musa Khawula. The team has safely detained him in Santon from KZN." You forwarded those messages to Sergeant Corsy. Do you know who's the brigadier in that message?
It would have been Brigadier Ramangwa, but what I don't understand is me forwarding it to, let's say, to Nkosi, because Nkosi is the one who told me, I think, that Musa Khawula has been arrested, if I remember. So I don't understand if I'm the one now to say he's detained at Santon, and I send it to Nkosi, because they were the one actually feeding me with information. I didn't even know he was arrested and by who and where.
Yes, but you seem to have been forwarded this message. And, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like it was a message that was sent to Brigadier Ramangwa from whoever, the arresting officers perhaps, saying, "Good evening, Brigadier. He's in Santon from yesterday. This is Musa Khawula. The team has safely detained him." And then the Brigadier sent it on to you to keep you informed. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And again, just why was it necessary for you to be kept informed of this?
Maybe because of the fact that if we're working on a project, all of us, and we know that all of us have been talking, communicating about these things. What must be known, Chair, is that it happened in many instances that they get a call that says he's at such and such a place, and they rush and they don't find. And then, so I know the fact that there are people who've been actively working on this project. So if it happened that I sent to him, it's possible also. I don't want to deny it.
Yeah, my interest really is because there's a consistent involvement. You are involved, you kept informed throughout, and which suggests a very particular interest in this arrest. And I'm wanting to know from you why the particular interest in this arrest, because I imagine that it's not every arrest that you kept in the loop about to this extent.
It's not only this one. There's been many arrests where, for instance, if we really have to work on something and we're working as a group on it, or we're pushing on it, we communicate. It's a normal working environment. So this is the way I worked, or I work. I work with certain group of people that I know that even when I call and say, "Cash in transit, let's rush, we go." Or there is this thing that is happening, let's go. And these are the people that I know that I can go deeper with them in the operation.
Okay.
General, I think in your statement somewhere, you describe your relationship with Sergeant Nkosi, and you say you have a personal relationship with him, you don't have a work relationship with him. Work in the sense of he doesn't report to you, you do not deal with matters of work. But here he is reporting to you consistently on this one case, which you say Brigadier Ramangwa was in charge of. So it's not his case, it's not Sergeant Nkosi's case. And he's reporting to you. How do you explain that in the context of this question from Ms. Hassim, that why does Sergeant Nkosi think you have an interest, that kind of interest, in a matter where he's not leading, it's not his matter? You don't have a reporting line relationship with him. In fact, you have gone so far as to say you don't have a work relationship with him or about work matters. This seems to suggest otherwise.
The relationship with Sergeant Corsy, I'm trying to be sensitive to the warning earlier that says, look, we are being asked specifically on this one. But I just wanted to indicate that Sergeant Corsy has got the relationship not only with me as a senior person, he's got a relationship with senior officials, including General Situmule herself, biking, birthday parties, everything. The same applies to General Mkwanazi, biking. They've got a similar relationship I have with him. So I'm just trying to say relationship I have with him. So I'm just trying to say it was not an extraordinary situation, type of a situation. He's just a socialite over and above of him being a normal employee. So the fact that I had a personal relationship with him is in a sense that he's a kind of a person that could come when I have something, and then he will say to me, I'm coming here to assist you, General, and then leave me. So I don't know how to describe it any further than that, but it's a kind of a colleague that really we had a good relationship with. You build a relationship over a period. The same applies to my protector, my driver protector. You build a relationship with him. When you have something at home, he will be here with you, even if it means he must park his official car there and he start taking my car. It's after hours, then he's helping me. This is life.
General, the personal relationship and interactions are clearly visible from the exchanges, and you have spoken to that. I'm asking about work-related matters. And I ask because in your statement, and I'm trying to find my file, in your statement, you quite firmly say we have nothing to do with each other when it comes to work. He's far junior to me. He doesn't report to me. So you speak very firmly about it. So that until one has seen the chats about that touch on work matters and has looked at his evidence, which Ms. Hassim has referred you to, the impression your statement has firmly conveyed is he's just a friend. He's a nice person, and I do admit I'm very close to him, but nothing to do with work. This discussion now has you and Sergeant Corsy discussing work matters in a matter where it's not clear why is he reporting this to you when it's not his case. It's Brigadier Ramangwa's case, and he has no reporting line to you. Why is he giving you all of these details about a case that involves Mr. Matlala?
If somewhere or in this statement, this is what I said, that I don't have any work relationship with Sergeant Corsy, it will be really wrong, because I have assigned him, if I remember well, to a matter also sometimes in Messina, where he went. And if all of them, I have access to them and we deal with work-related stuff, I can't say really I don't have a work relationship and it's an official, I have a personal relationship. It won't make sense completely. So I don't know how it then slapped my eyes where it came to that point. And it's not actually even because of the probe or the questioning to say that I'm now changing tune. No, there's no way you won't have a work relationship with a person that you came and met at work, and that you work in. I've worked on different operations with him, so I can't say I don't have a work relationship with him. So it's an oversight or it's a mistake that I want to categorically put before the commissioners.
Paragraph 219, I think, Commissioner Beloy. 219 of the statement, if that's of any assistance, and following.
Yeah, I think this will be the last point, General, before we adjourn, the chair indicates to me, but this is what you say. It is untrue that, this is paragraph 219 of your statement. It is untrue that Sergeant Fanning Corsy works under my command, or that he acted as my middleman for the passing of money to or through me. While Sergeant Corsy falls within my broader portfolio, he does not report to me. He is several levels below me in organizational hierarchy and has a direct line manager to whom he reports, which is not me. And then you go on to say, it is correct at paragraph 220, you say, it is correct that Sergeant Corsy and I have a close personal relationship. However, that relationship does not translate into, nor does it evidence any corrupt or improper conduct. So what I put to you, General, what I put to you, and let me give you the chance to correct my view, I put to you that your statement says you have no working relationship with him, but I want to correct myself. In fact, you say he has no direct reporting line to you. He has a manager that he reports to. So to the extent that I've put to you that you have said that you have no working relationship with him, that's not quite accurate. It's not what you said in your statement.
I accept it, Commissioner, that this is what I might have said, but I'm putting it here. There's no way that I can say I do not have any working relationship with him when he works with me in my office, in my vicinity, and I've tasked him many times. And there wouldn't be any reason for me to really lie and say I don't have any working relationship with him. I work with him.
All right.
And if this is something that I need to correct, and that I wish that it be corrected.
Yes. Okay. You see, I can be fair to you, right?
At least, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chair, I just have one last question, if you'll allow me, because then it means we can move off this theme and start with something